Farted. Welcome, good people of YouTube, to Ty's Tech. Fuck this cupcake! Ty's Tech Corner. Today, I will be discussing with you a very important tech card, and one that could very much change the meta. Except, it's a tech card, but it's different than the last one. In case you're wondering, our last tech card was Blasting Fuse, which nobody's heard of, because it came out from Cyberdark Impact, which is still one of my favorite sets, but everybody else hates it. However, everybody knows the card we're going to be discussing today, but nobody really considers it, like, a viable choice. And they should. And it'll really make you different from the meta if you play this card. But I'm here today, my co-star, Vince motherfucking LaRosa.
Yeah.
We're in his motherfucking apartment, in case you can't tell. There's the giant cock in the clock.
We have a table, but it's not up. So.
I mean, this is on the table.
Well, yeah. But we also have a table. That's.
He's
let's be honest. Somebody's going to be watching this and be like, "There's a table." Anyway.
He's a poopy shit. And Jeff lives here too, but he's... The card we're going to be discussing today
is none other
than motherfucking Nightbeam. Now, this card makes my dig rock hard, but it's amazing. We're going to go over the pros and cons. Jeff made us make a pros and cons list so we wouldn't look like douchebags on the internet. Which is good, because it's glad to know that somebody's got our back.
You're welcome.
We love you, Jeff.
Yeah.
I hate this cupcake. Pro number one about motherfucking Nightbeam.
Involving the card text, it states, target one set spell or trap card your opponent controls. Destroy it. Best part, your opponent cannot activate the targeted card in response to this card's activation.
Boom. You snipe something, they can't do shit about it. They can chain to chain.
We're going to get to that later. That's more of a con.
But it's like, you snipe a Compulse. You snipe an MST. You snipe a D-Prison, a Bottomless, anything. Basically, anytime you would just MST something, as something that's set, you might as well Nightbeam. Because Nightbeaming means that they don't have a response to it.
Also, I think one of the best things about it, since I've main 3 and I've learned this,
he plays Bubblebeat.
In Bubblebeat, by the way. That's just the deck I decided to work it out, and and it's my deck, so whatever.
He's a bear douche. He's a raging bear.
Anyway, what
douche.
I found is that a lot of times people set MST to set up like the illusion that they have back row. I mean, not that MST is bad back row, but it's not a trap by any means. It's not a monster removal. So when you Nightbeam an MST, especially like kind of later on in the game, they can't chain it, which is really nice. Because a lot of times, I can't tell you how many times I MST, and they're like, oh, MST. I'm like, well, shit, I just negged one myself for nothing. Like, literally nothing.
You Nightbeam, you simplify the game state. It's a quick 1-for-1 that they can't do shit about. Especially in a deck like Bubblebeat, or in a deck like Heretics, or in a deck like Lineups, where card advantage is essential. If you do a simple 1-for-1 they can't do anything about, and then you plus later, your plus is just going to be amplified that much because they have one less answer against you. It's amazing.
Which kind of goes along with the lines of like how it's good in the meta. Like, if you're part of the meta, which you should be because it's awesome, bro.
My balls itch.
You've probably noticed that the meta has become heavy back row. With the exception of very few decks, there's a lot of back row. This is just another back row removal, especially for the decks that need their plays off that we've already mentioned.
Back row removal is always good.
Always. I mean, the most people, when people push for game, I feel like they would rather do it with no back row than back row.
No, I would like to have back row when I'm pushing for game.
Well,
I don't want
your
my
opponent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I didn't.
Well, you do now.
Okay.
Another great thing about this is what I've learned from personal experience is that it's an easy side out.
Yes.
There are decks. Occasionally, you will go against, at the meta level. It's, as we've stated, it's very good. There's a lot of traps. There are the occasional like Chaos Dragons and Heretics you will like play them. And don't lick my card tie.
Hold on, I'm hyper beaming.
Anyway, so when you're facing those kind of decks, you just take them out. Especially game 1, if they've seen it, they're going to be expecting this. So you can really just kind of like toy with that idea and mess with your opponent, just take it out completely. I know I do. I always take 3 out. Very rarely, I might leave 1 in depending on the situation, just kind of how things work out. I don't really know.
In certain matchups, you definitely leave it in. Like, I love it against windups and Dark Worlds and Bubble Beat. Best scenario ever. I was playing this douchebag right here. I had 2 Night Beams in hand. He had Stratos, Alias, and 2 back row. I Night Beamed the first one. It was a Gem Spark. And I was like, beautiful. Let's go ahead for the second Night Beam. I Night Beam a Super Poly.
I was pretty mad.
Not only...
Salty's not a word.
Yeah, salty is a terrible phrase. Just like cray cray. That is not a legitimate phrase. People of YouTube, if you say cray cray and anywhere in the comment box, I will personally come to your house and cock slap you in the face with a rusty spatula. Anyway. What was I saying?
We were talking about you like it in windups.
Oh, yeah, I'd leave it in certain matchups, like, especially you use your head, people of YouTube. Like, if they have back rows, you use Night Beam, because it's another MST, and it really, it's not for everyone. This card really benefits players who play styles are like me and Vince. If you've ever seen us play, we're kind of balls out, but we like maintaining card advantage. We're safe about it because we make sure that their back rows are at least minuscule. But Night Beaming really helps. Like, even if you're top decking. If you're top decking card after card after card. If they top deck set and you top deck Night Beam, well, like,
as weird as this sounds, I've actually top decked this for game. What had happened is I can't recall the exact I can't recall the exact card combo. It ended up though, basically somebody played Chaos Ember and Dragon because none of us had any cards at all. I don't really remember how, but it happened. So I top decked Night Beam, right? I set it. Why would I keep it in my hand? They draw. They set it. I draw Miracle Fusion. I flip Night Beam. I'm Miracle Fused for game.
Pro flip.
And it ended up being Compulse, which was amazing.
Pro flip.
Very pro flip.
Alright, let's move on to the cons, because I think we've hit all the pros. We've talked about the pros.
One of the cons I found was it's good against, you go to regionals, you go to Nats, you go to YCS. You're going to face a lot of the meta, which involves a lot of back row. There are some local level decks, like the Spellbooks. Not saying they're bad, just they're not played as competitively.
Even if you see them at regionals, like Night Beam doesn't do much against them.
Yeah,
I don't think
it really doesn't do much against them. Like I just playtest a Spellbook deck like a few hours ago.
I was playtesting Pokemon, the new Pokemon games.
He was playtesting White 2 hardcore.
Yup.
I found it dead against that and like Rockstun, like very jank decks that have unusual playstyles. Which
against Crystal Beast.
I wouldn't know.
I would.
I know. You have like 80 cards lined up to put in the Crystal Beast.
I am going to play Mist Valley Falcon Crystal Beast Control. With Malefic Cyber End.
Anyway, we've also stated that you can set MST and then chain. You can't do that with Night Beam, which kind of...
It's not a quick play.
It's not a quick play.
You can set it, but you're bad. Or you're Vince.
Or
you play decks that you just want to bluff. You just want to bluff that card.
Yeah.
Night Beam's so good as a bluff, because they set their card trying to match the back rows that you have, and then you'd be like, ha, Night Beam, motherfucker. Get out of my house.
Exactly.
I live here now. This isn't as much of a con, but this card is not printed any other rarity than Ultra or Ulti from Galactic Overlord. I was gonna say Gladiator's Overdrive.
Sir, that's Gladiator's Assault and Stardust Overdrive.
It's
combined.
GAOV, so I was close.
You really weren't. You were actually You were 2 generations off because that's a GX pack and a 5Ds pack, and this is a Zexal pack.
Eat my cock.
Okay.
It's not printed as a common. MST comes as a common. MST is easily accessible. It's easily accessible to the budget player.
It has over 23 prints, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
This card, at the minimum, right now is like a $7-8 card.
It's about 8.
Set for non-first Ultra.
For non-first Ultra, because there is Ulti, which is cool.
It's fucking beautiful.
It is fucking beautiful.
But I mean, if you got the money and you're not a budget player, or even if you are a budget player and want it, it's not too expensive, but it's not a nickel like MST.
That's very true.
But all right, we've talked about the pros and cons. Let's go over decks it's good in, and decks just decks it's good in, because obviously if it's not good in, it's going to be bad in it. Bubble Beat.
Yes.
Windups. I like it. I love it. Heretics. It's amazing. Gishkis. It's amazing. Dark Worlds, I can see play this.
I could see as a side. Maybe.
I can see it as...
I mean, they don't make
Unite Beam, their Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, when they're waiting for you to chain one of your Dark Worlds effect. That's a satisfying feeling.
Yes, it is.
Inzectors. Let's be real. Nobody wants their Centipede bottomless. It's good. I play it in Rockstun. I play it in Crystal Beast. If we're talking about rogue decks, I'd play it in Dragoonides. Dragoonides are all about simplifying the game state and then shitting out Stardust every turn. Or Thought Ruler.
Or just simplifying the game state by shitting out Stardust every turn.
If you want to simplify the game state and then shit on somebody, play this card. Do yourself a favor. Play this card. I think I'm done. Are you done?
I think that's about it, Ty.
Alright. Well, this is Ty the Master Schnurger and Vince LaRosa. This is another episode of Ty's Tech Corner. Check out the rest of our channel. There's Mickey Vlog somewhere up here, down there.
It's around your browser. It's there.
We can't see. This is on YouTube yet. Look around. Look the fuck around. Leave a comment, post, subscribe, repost, share with your friends, share with your dog, share
do
with
all the socializing stuff.
Yeah, share with your grandma.
Yu-Gi-Oh or YGO Underground.weebly.com. It's our website. It's kind of undergoing process, but
Yeah. This is us signing off.